Good morning, it's Monday the 28th of October. When you watch this, we will already be in November. Today is a very cloudy, cold, autumnal day. As you probably know by now, normally I will vlog at the weekend, but unfortunately I was poorly this weekend, not with a sickness bug or anything. I did have a migraine. I do suffer with hormonal migraines. I definitely feel more myself today. I would not have been able to even think about getting out and about yesterday. I'm really looking forward to spending the next couple of days with you. So we've got lots planned. Today is a little bit of a shopping day. I love going to Ikea at the end of October, beginning of November, because they have their Christmas stock out. And if you are an Ikea shopper, you will know that if you don't go early and pick up what you want, it goes. So I'm going over to have a look. I've got a request from my friend to pick up a mini Christmas tree, so I'm really hoping I can fulfill my best friend duties today as well. I think I may have mentioned in a previous Ikea vlog that when I head over that way, I always grab myself a Starbucks. I normally have an independent somewhere, but on an Ikea trip, it's always a Starbucks. Grab yourselves a cozy drink, settle in, because we have got 2 crammed, packed days. Can I have a skinny caramel macchiato, please? A small one.
Anything else?
No, that's all. Thank you very much. Thanks so much. See ya. Bye. That didn't take very long. Sometimes you can queue for ages. We don't have a drive-through that's really local to us. I think I'd have to be closer to Milton Keynes to go through the drive-through, and I needed a coffee now. Just take a sip. I've not had a sip yet. So I need to let you know about the plans for the next few days. Normally I vlog on a Saturday and a Sunday, but as you know, I wasn't very well. So I'm doing Monday, Tuesday, which feels really nice and unexpected as well. So it's quite rare that I'm going to do a Monday and a Tuesday, but I'm very excited about it because today is a shopping day and we're going over to Ikea, as I mentioned. I love Ikea around this time of year. Before I go into Ikea, I will stop at the central Milton Keynes and pop into the flagship Primark there. It's very nippy out. I'm so pleased that I've got my shawl on because it is very chilly and windy today. It's typical autumn weather today. Tiger is right by Primark. I'm going to pop in there because I think they've got something that I need for a craft that I'm going to be doing later on this month. Hope you enjoy our shopping trip. I am super excited. Let's go. I think I've managed to get what I've needed in Tiger. There were so many craft bits. Hopefully you've seen a few bits there that you like. There's a H&M and a H&M Home opposite. So if I've got time after Primark, we'll pop in there. I tried these trousers on, but unfortunately they were not the right fit. This coat was great at £40, but just something I didn't need. Loved this cashmere jumper at £22. These coats are great for out walking, and these jumpers really reminded me of things I used to wear back in the 2000s. There was lots of Peter Pan collars. There was this, a white and a black, similar designs. Trench coat, of course, always on trend, and this one was £34, a great price. Fell in love with this jumper. They also did this as a jumper dress, but unfortunately the fit wasn't quite right. You'll notice that I'm actually wearing this shawl. I bought it in Bath at £12. Loafers in autumnal tones and lots of great boots too. I love the Primark Edit socks, cashmere and really good quality. Let's go up into the homeware now. Christmas has arrived. So let's show you a few of the nice bits. I'm trying not to buy too many Christmas things this year, but it's always nice to look. I thought these robin bed sets were so beautiful, and these holly plates, perfect for a little mince pie for Father Christmas on Christmas Eve. These tea towels, aren't they gorgeous? I did consider this tablecloth. I really like the simplicity of it, very White Company vibes. Do you ever use these room sachets? I think they're great. They really do last up to about 4 weeks. I've always loved their room diffusers, and there was such a selection today. I fell in love with the embroidery on this stocking. What an elegant choice. I absolutely loved the Christmas trees. They had them in a few colours, and they were £2 each. Standing Christmas trees, it's reminded me that I've got some of these already at home. I love the inspiration in store. I thought this table was a lovely nod to the festive season without being too much. I've been umming and ahhing about these butter dishes for ages now. I didn't pick one up, but I'm sure I will in time. All the neutrals always draw my attention. We're moving into the bed linen now, and we have the white linen sheets and duvet set and pillows. Quite expensive at £119, but totally worth it. Best night's sleep we ever have. Lots of Christmas decorations in store. Again, quite similar to the ones over in Primark. In the car, picked up a few bits in Primark that I will show you later on in the vlog. There's a few bits from the Primark that I went to in Bath that I've not shown you, so I'll put all those things all together and you'll see that later on. I popped into the H&M Home and I was hoping to look for some more little candlestick holders that I bought recently from Cambridge. Unfortunately they didn't have any, but that's absolutely fine. I'm going to get ready to go around to Ikea now, so it's probably about a 10-minute drive from the centre of MK. Priorities when I'm in Ikea, remember this, share. Christmas tree for my best friend, plant pots because I need to do some repotting of some beautiful house plants. We won't tell GB, but I probably will end up looking at the new house plants also. Don't let him know. Oh, I seem to sneak them in. It's very, very drizzly in the UK. I'm having to wipe the windows. Some of the trees are looking bare and some of them are still holding on to their leaves. Let's get to Ikea. Well, do you feel how I feel walking up the escalators into Ikea? I always get very excited and have to try and control myself. Today is not about refurnishing the whole apartment. Just find that when you go into Ikea, it just gives you little bits of inspiration. Not always things that you need to buy from Ikea, but instead how to arrange your furniture or how to display candles on the coffee table, for example. I've always loved this table in Ikea. I really love wood and black together. We have the napkins on the table layout, but I've never thought about displaying my knives and forks in there like this before. Coming up is some Christmas inspiration. The balcony captured my attention. Why not make your little garden area festive? The tins on the table remind me of tins we had for all our Christmas treats when we were young. I could just imagine sitting here watching Christmas movies all day. Adding a garland over your light fitting, what a great idea. Are you a family who decorates your bedroom for Christmas? We have started to over the recent years and I love doing it. I thought these candles would just add a nice simple touch to a table display, and these tea lights, £2.50, I thought they were a bargain as well. I remember having vases of potpourri around the house as a child. Bringing festive cheer to your house, festive mulled wine drink. Well, we're about to move downstairs and it's always the most exciting bit for me because as soon as we get down this escalator, we're to the plants, and the plant of the week is the cheese plant. We have a couple of these at home and they've loved being put together. They're growing so strong. Love snake plants. We have a few of these at home as well, so don't need any more. Really love the colour of this one. I find these quite difficult to keep. I'm currently debating whether to get one of these. I've had one before and I love them. They're like, I call them a nodding plant. Do I have room for one of these? Probably not. I love peace lilies in the bedroom. Unfortunately, I've got no room for another peace lily, but they're lovely. My sister is always very good at keeping these. These are like the polka dot plant. I really struggled, but it's a nice small size. I'm wondering if to give that one another go. I'm down by the plant pots, but there's nothing here that's quite right. They don't seem to have anything larger other than these. I'm just not keen. Well, there is lots to see in the Christmas section. My best friend will be happy because these are the trees that she likes right behind me. Let's go and explore and see what else they have. I'll show you as much as I possibly can. It's quite busy and it's half term as well, but I'll try and capture a few nice bits and pieces for you. Wow, the Christmas area down at Ikea was super busy. There was lots of Christmas trees and they were all of great quality. My best friend was so pleased to find hers. She had to go back on Wednesday to buy 2 more. I've used these poinsettias before along the balcony and they are good quality. I loved these wreaths. I thought they looked great. There was lots of beautiful wreaths in these gorgeous boxes that you could bring out year after year. I like to hang these behind our stools in the kitchen and it just gives a little bit of a festive cheer to our kitchen area. I really like the size of them. I may need to go back actually and get a couple for our balcony. Sometimes I hang them in 2s or 3s along there. These were a set of dried flowers, £6. Huge wreaths at £17. Well, these stars remind me of a trip to Sweden with our friends. I love the idea of these matching cushion covers and stockings, very Nordic design. They match the plates as well, £3 each, a beautiful design. These tins were a set of 3 at £6. Into the baking area now. I did leave the cutters, but I did buy one of the gingerbread houses. Wish I could do mine as good as that, but I don't think I'll be able to. I like to buy the kit when I'm there just so that I've got it ready. I did have these in my basket but put them back. I thought the mini ones were cute but maybe a little bit more challenging for me to do. That was a Christmas extravaganza in Ikea. I just thought I would share with you some of the Christmassy bits really just for inspiration. Probably not the best time to go on a Monday of half term. I completely forgot that the children are off school this week and it was crazy busy everywhere. The Christmas area in particular was incredibly busy. There was children running around. There were people looking at trees, picking up decorations. Some things had already sold out. I could hear one lady saying, I really want these mushrooms and I can't find them anywhere. If you've seen the Ikea mushrooms online, they're not currently in the Milton Keynes Ikea store. Just as a heads up. They may have some more stock, who knows. I've managed to pick up a few bits. I haven't bought loads and unfortunately I didn't pick up any plant pots. The plant pots were just not the right size and the ones that were felt too plasticky and I just didn't want those. I've got options now. I'm just thinking about how to work this. I need to do a big food shop and obviously have time to put that away, but I also want to nip into HomeSense. I'm back in Hertfordshire. I didn't make it to HomeSense. I'm actually sitting in the Aldi car park in our town. I only realised once I'd gone past a few more junctions. What am I like? Even though I know Milton Keynes really well and I've been going for many, many years, I still have to have everything on the sat-nav because the roads around Milton Keynes are like grids. So they're almost designed in squares and then you've got all these roundabouts and it's just known for roads, roundabouts, and there's no curves. Everything's in straight lines. It's like on a grid system. So every time I go, I get lost. So I always put everything in the sat-nav, but I stupidly put in home. Never mind, it's probably a blessing in disguise. Anybody else today been thinking that they're an hour ahead? So if you're in the UK, you'll know that the clocks went back at the weekend. The last Saturday in October, we all put our clocks back 1 hour. The car hasn't updated, so I keep thinking I'm an hour ahead than I actually am. So it has just gone 3:30. I keep thinking it's 4:30. Been drizzly today. It's like that perfect autumn weather. You just want to get home and snuggle up. GB hates that word. I remember that feeling of being at school and then just getting home and it being dark and having soup for tea. It's definitely one of those days today. When I used to teach this time of year, being out on the playground on afternoon duty, you've got your cup of coffee in the afternoon, you've got your big coat on, you're walking around the playground, all the children are playing, but you just know that it's going to be a cozy evening once you get home. So I feel like when I go in to do the food shop, I'm going to buy some nice wholesome food for the week ahead. Let's get inside and get the weekly food shop done. Home now from a very long shopping trip day. I cannot believe how dark it is, but it's 4:30. Is it 4:30? Are we a bit further on? Okay, it's 10 to 5. As I mentioned before, the weather today is just autumn weather. I'm definitely in now. I was debating whether to go to the gym this evening. I'm still not feeling 100%, and I think it'd be better to wait until tomorrow. I've got a few bits for the week, which I'll show you in a few minutes. I know how much people love to see what other people buy for their food shopping. There's something in my car that I've not pulled out yet. Can anyone guess what may be in the car that I've not got out yet? I must remember I can't leave it in the car overnight, so I'll go and get that very soon. But let's see what I've bought from Aldi. Tonight we're going to have chilli. I needed some more kidney beans, and then I've picked up some black beans. I've picked up some smashed avocado and then some cheese and chive to go with the chilli. Tomorrow I'm hoping that together we can have a look at roasting a butternut squash. I'm hoping to roast it with these ingredients: quinoa, vegetable stock, feta, cranberries and walnuts. GB's not keen on walnuts. I love them. I did pick up some cranberry sauce as well because I thought that might be quite nice. So moving over here to Wednesday's dinner, I've got some wonky mushrooms, egg noodles and then a coconut and lemongrass sauce. I've picked up some fish as well, so depending on how much cooking I get done tomorrow, I may make a fish pie ready for Thursday. So the other bits and pieces are staples really, or for lunch. I have had so many comments on Instagram about this. I have a secret ingredient, and that is, if you love Marmite, pop a dollop of Marmite inside this dish before you pop it in the oven. It is a game changer, honestly, so good. I've also picked up the Aldi spiced pumpkin soup. I have to say, I make my own pumpkin soup, but this one is really good. I've picked up some tomatoes and some hummus to go with some of those mushrooms, because one of the meals I love at the moment is fried tomatoes, fried mushrooms on sourdough toast. Without doubt, Aldi and Lidl do the best bread. If I'm having a good week, I'll go for the malted bloomer. If it's a week where I need a little bit more bread, then I will go for the honey soaked loaf, which is incredible. This week it's the malted brown. Picked up some fruit for the week, so we've got some pink lady apples, pomegranate seeds, blueberries, and there are some raspberries there. Bonfire night next week. When you see this, it'll be the bonfire weekend. We love a toffee apple. We'll only buy one a year. These ones are chocolate with a little bit of toffee sprinkling, so we've got one of those each. Our biscuit choice this week is caramelised biscuits, perfect for an afternoon coffee. In the cupboard we needed some more oats. We also love their granola. This time of year, cinnamon seems to go in and out of the house so fast, so I've bought some cinnamon, and I'm guessing after chili tonight we'll need some more smoked paprika. Good morning, the sun is shining, it's chilly, but we've got a beautiful sunny autumnal October day today. I'm really excited to be spending another day with you. Today is going to be a super cozy homely day. GB's working in London today, so I've been up early, I've taken him to the station, made sure that he's set and ready for the day. I have got the house to myself. You know that feeling when you've got the house to yourself? You've got job lists to do, but you know you're not going to be interrupted at all. I've got a job list as long as my arm. Isn't that a phrase from the past? I mean, did anybody else's parents used to use that? My mum used to say it all the time. Today's first job is to look after these houseplants. So I've popped them up here. This is just a small selection of the jungle that I have at home. One of our lovely subscribers calls her houseplants green pets, and I've never heard that phrase before, and I absolutely love it. These are the green pets that really need caring for. Some of them need putting together, so I want to put that one and that one together. So these ones need a little bit of love and care today. Other jobs on the housework list today are re-sand and oil our wooden kitchen sides and also the kitchen bench. Really need a deep clean as well. I'm hoping that I'm going to be super motivated. So if you're one of those people that need motivation during cleaning, let's stick together and hopefully we can motivate one another. I feel like I need to get the pumpkins out and just have a nice calm home for a month before Christmas decorations are in the house. Once Christmas is here, there's no room to move. I mean, I'm sure we all feel like that. As much as I'm excited about putting my Christmas decorations up, and if you know me well, you will know that I go full hog in all rooms. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get as much housework as I possibly can done today. I'm really hoping that in a few hours, it will just be like magic and everywhere just look lovely and calm again. Later on, hoping to experiment with the butternut squash recipe. It's one of the recipes that we're keen to try ahead of Christmas Day because we may be having that on the big day itself. I'm going to make myself a nice drink and then we can take a look at my green pets and see what needs doing with them all. All of these places I've been, they don't feel like... I'm still really on to the pumpkin spice cake espresso capsules. How many have I got left? I only have 3 of these left. I'm a bit undecided whether to buy another lot for November or if to just keep it to October, because that's what makes it special. When you don't have something very often, it makes it nicer, doesn't it? I might save these last 3 for the weekend. All kinds of treasure, but I take it all. Yesterday I said to you that I left something in my car. Can anyone guess what it may be? I sort of sneaked this in past GB. He does not mind me buying houseplants, but he does feel like we live in a jungle sometimes. I had one of these before, a smaller one, but I call this my nodding plant because the leaves sort of nod. And if the windows are open or the big doors are open in our main room, you can just see the plant nodding and I feel like it's saying hello. I'm a little bit houseplant mad. I love the feeling that houseplants bring. I love looking for new shoots. I love taking care of them. I love that they fill the home with natural beauty and they bring the outside in. What is this called? Does it have a name? I'm not going to embarrass myself and read this incorrectly, but I will show you the label in case you are interested in what this is called. So it is Let's start by putting these 2 together because this is quite an easy job. Again, it's one of those jobs that always makes such, oh, it's got a strong root. It's one of those jobs that always makes such a messy kitchen, but it's fine because I've deliberately chosen to do this today because we're having a deep clean. There we go. One done already. It's beautiful how it hangs. Love it. The sunshine keeps going in and out. It's very cloudy. When I spoke to you earlier, it was gorgeous sunshine. Now I wouldn't be surprised if we have a little bit of mid-morning rain. I'm going to empty that one. I need a pot that's about the right size. It will be better for this plant. Sometimes plants prefer a pot that is more their size rather than a huge one. This one I bought from Ikea and it has grown so much. I think I paid about £5 for that one. Okay, this is going to be messy. look how tiny it came. So this is how small it was. It's definitely ready to, it's definitely ready to go up into the next size pot. I think that size is perfect. Oh, hopefully you might grow some little babies. I have to know, are you a houseplant lover as well? How many do you have at home? I'm going to be very brave in a moment and just share with you what the kitchen looks like. What does it actually look like to be a plant mum? It looks like this, an absolute mess. That's better. But just look at how much mess I have made. So obviously I need to clean the sides. This plant was in my bathroom. It's this plant over here. So this was in my bathroom and I feel like the leaves were singed a bit. I may just trim those round just to tidy those up a little bit. So over here we've got some new fresh little baby plants that I'm looking forward to growing. Another plant there for my bathroom. I've got some leftover soil. Plant mum mess and I'm completely fine about it. Now I need to get tidy. I'm just in the process of trying to tidy up after the house plants. I've popped them all into the main room. And now I am giving the kitchen just a really good sweep, getting it all onto the floor, because my next job is to sand all of the sides and then re-varnish them. Do you have wooden sides at home and how do you find them? We love our wooden sides, but they definitely do take a lot of looking after. Let's do some girl DIY. So this is what I use to look after the woodwork in my kitchen. First of all, I use a Bosch sander. I probably resand them once a year. It's just really just to take the very fine edge off, almost like the previous oil that's been popped on. And then I use two different products on the wood. So once it's been freshly sanded, I will use Danish oil. So I let this dry really well. Then I do a light coating of the wood wax and polish. This is what I use just to top up. So if there's a watermark, I will use this. If I'm just doing a house clean, I will always pop a little layer of this over the woodwork. Just gives it that shine and that sheen. So here you can see it's still nicely done. This is where the coffee machine is, so really nothing really happens there. But if I move the camera down, you can see here that the wood's faded. So this really does need doing. Also the plank that goes over the sink. And then over here where we have plants, sometimes I find that that area needs doing. So that bit just needs sort, you can see there that it's rough. So I just need to get the sander over there as well. To be honest, this side's not too bad, but I tend to find that this area here where I do a lot of the cooking tends to, again, fade. So that's gonna have a nice coat. So you can see that at the moment it's very uneven and that's what we want to try and resolve. So it's going to get noisy. We're going to do some DIY. You probably know already, but it's a handheld sander and then you can buy the refills as and when you need to and they just stick to the bottom. You just peel one off and stick one on. I wasn't sure how to use one of these at the beginning. They do become your best friend if you've got a wooden kitchen. I find that the fine ones work really well just to take off that top layer of oil and wax. I'm going to start with the coffee bar. One big tip, I'm sure you already know it, but it's make sure you move in the direction of the wood. You don't want to go against the grain, go with the grain. Let's move you to here, then you can see what I'm doing. How's that? This one's layered with oil. Let's change it over for a new one. When you've got a piece of wood, particularly this coffee bar and the one by the sink, it's nice if it's got some life to it because it's home. It's memories of, oh yes, you've got the black mark because you put the cast iron pot down when you was cooking that casserole, or whatever it may be. You know, children making marks, and initially it can be quite frustrating that you've got a mark, and then you sort of get used to those marks on the side. I've got a mark here where my black star fell down on straight onto the wood, and I know what that's from. It was when I was putting up the Christmas decorations. Well, all is going well. I just wanted to point out, because I didn't point it out at the beginning, I have got the windows open. It's really well ventilated in here, and that's why I'm not wearing a mask. Got the last 2 bits at the bottom to do, then we can start oiling. Sanding is now done. I am going to completely sweep everything again, hoover, make sure that we've got no speckles anywhere, then we can get oiling. We've had a week where we've had lots of DIY bits being done. Fantastic. Do you do this? I've just looked out the window and I've just seen a regular dog walker who walks her dogs in her lunch break at 1:30. And I'm just thinking, please don't let it be 1:30. So I'm just going to go and check the time, because I'm beginning to think it's okay. She must be early today. It's only 12:10. Thank goodness. The sides have now had their light sand and we're ready to use the varnish. You'll need your Danish oil and lint-free cloth. This actually belonged to a piece of clothing of mine that had a stain on it and I couldn't get it out, so I repurposed it. I'm going to start just by putting a tiny bit in the centre there. Get my cloth. I'm just going to, I rub this in circles, making sure that I go everywhere. Wow, isn't that coming up beautifully? It's a little bit later on now, it's about 1:30. I've done a second coat on the woodwork surfaces. I've had a little bit of lunch, I've had a little bit of a freshen up, because it's time to have a look and see what I picked up in Primark yesterday. I don't think I did too badly. 2 medium-sized bags. When I go to Primark these days, I tend to look for things that are classic in design, things that won't date. Otherwise I can just get sucked up into fast fashion, and that is not really what I'm about. Let's have a look and see what classic items I found yesterday in store. Let's start off with Primark Edit cashmere socks at £5. I have these in other colours and they wash and wear really well, and I think £5 is a bargain. Colder mornings, colder nights are here, so I've picked up these socks with wool, a brown and a beige. These were £5 and they'll be perfect with my Wellington boots. Next up is some suede loafers. They were in the sale for £7. I thought these would look really nice with dark blue jeans or camel coloured chinos. I've picked up a little over shoulder bag from the Primark Edit for £12. I liked the size of this. I used to have a similar looking bag that belonged to my mum, and it really has been worn and worn. I've needed to say goodbye to it, sadly. Replacing it with this will be really handy. Do love an over shoulder bag for the autumn and the winter, so I'm really happy with this. On the theme of bags, I have picked up this stunning burgundy velvet bag. They also have this in black. This is £10 and I will have this for years and years to come. I always think that Primark do the best types of clutch bags. I've got bags from there from 20 years ago. If I see a clutch bag in Primark that I fall in love with, I just pick it up, I just buy it, and I will treasure it, just like this one. This bag is going to get so much wear and I can't wait to make memories with it. It does have a top handle. I probably wouldn't use the top handle, but it's handy to have, isn't it? If you're travelling on the train or something and you just want it over you. I love a good clutch bag, a velvet clutch, beaded clutch, vintage clutch bag. Because I'm holding this bag, it's reminded me to tell you that coming up in the next few weeks, I am going to share with you the most stunning collection of vintage evening dresses for works parties, Christmas parties, dresses that will stand out in a crowd. So do stay tuned because that will be coming up in the next few weeks and I cannot wait to share them with you. I have loved this bag since the summer and I bought it in the sale. I'll let you know how much in a minute. This is perfect for going to the beach. GB and I are planning to go to the Maldives early next year and this will definitely be going with me. I think I've said on my channel before, but quite often what I'll do is I will buy things out of season that I know will be ready for next year, brand new. So this was in the sale. This was £12. I bought it for £6. This bag will never go out of fashion. People always ask me where I've got my bags from. And most of the time, unless they are vintage, they are from Primark. Well, some of them are vintage Primark now, and I hope to keep this bag for long enough to call it vintage. I've got a small little bag here. I find that the makeup from Primark is really very good. I've heard lots of people talk about this Brows on Fleek, £4.50, and I just thought I would give it a go. There's an eyebrow gel and an eyebrow pencil. I absolutely love their lip oil at £3. A couple of nail varnishes at £2 each. I thought they were nice neutral colours. I fell in love with this t-shirt dress. It's from the Edit range at £20, 100% viscose, but I just know that I'll get so much wear out of it. It's super easy to wear. I like to wear something like this around the house or if I just need to pop out to the shops. I'm trying to avoid wearing jogging bottoms and hoodies around the house, which is what I got into over lockdown, and I really felt that during that time I sort of lost a little bit of my own style. It is just so classic. The fabric of this is really nice. I don't know how much you can see of this on the screen, but I'm super happy with it. It's got a really lovely texture to it. I fell in love with this jumper mainly because it feels so nice on. I really like the colour as well, and I love the cut across the neckline. It contains cashmere and was £22. Styled with dark blue jeans, my beige Mac, my tan loafers. I feel like this is such a good end of autumn outfit. And keeping with classic style, I saw this in black. Unfortunately, they didn't have it in the white in my size, but I love it because it's got that dramatic top section. So if GB and I are going out for a casual dinner, I can team it with some jeans and feel just a little bit dressy. I like that it's got the balloon sleeves and elasticated at the bottom. I tend to pull them up and then you get a little bit more drama. Absolutely love this collared section. See, I could wear this any season. I could even put a black cashmere jumper over the top and have my Peter Pan collar out just to give the jumper a different look. So I was really happy with that. And then my last item to show you is this teddy bear fleece body warmer or gilet, whatever you want to call them. I fell in love with this. It's £11. This is just great for layering up underneath my raincoat when I'm going out for a little run, or at the weekend when it's quite mild. I can pop it with a black stretchy tee. So that was my Primark haul. I'm going to jump straight back into my house dress that I'm wearing because I've still got so much to do around the home. I really enjoyed trying on those bits and pieces. I love a show and tell. Let's get back into the main room and to the kitchen, see how the sides are doing, and then we can start a bit of a deep clean. Looking good. Wow, this does look fantastic. It is now gone 3:30. It's getting dark. I can't believe it's getting dark. But before it does get much darker, I want to clean the arch window. Because we have no blinds at the window, it's really important to us that it stays super clean. So we have the windows cleaned very regularly on the outside, and I will always do the inside. If I'm cleaning the windows, I will always use white vinegar spray, and I find Star Drops is definitely the best out of all of them. I always find that a waffle tea towel works very well when I'm cleaning windows. Come on, let's get going. I'm just in the middle of deep cleaning and I'm looking at these smaller plants. So in the past I've had some go along this back wall, I think 5 before. I feel like it's an empty wall and it's quite nice with a few plants along the back. I was just sort of placing them down really just to give myself a little bit of an idea, and I quite like mixing up the pots. I know these two cope really well in the bathroom, so they'll be good to go in there. I've taken down the autumn wreath and I've just popped this one up for now. It's nice and plain. I've had a quick look at the herbs, they're fine. So in the kitchen, it's herbs all along the back wall. In the main room, I've grouped together some of the house plants, and then my LED candle is just in the back there as well. I always like things mirrored on either side, so I've popped some houseplants on this side as well. Right, it's time to have a look at our butternut squash recipe. If you're keen to follow along at home, you will need 1 medium-sized butternut squash, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, salt and pepper, 1/4 cup of feta cheese, quinoa, 1 cup of vegetable broth, 1/4 cup of cranberries, and walnuts or pecans. First thing that we need to do is preheat the oven, which I've done, and then we need to roast the butternut squash. So we're going to halve the squash, remove the seeds.
Ground of difference is where I find you.
Drizzle your butternut squash with oil,
Different kinds of moments.
some salt and pepper to taste. We're going to put this in the oven for 45 minutes. Whilst the butternut squash is in the oven, we're going to prepare the filling. I've just cooked my quinoa 2 minutes in the microwave. Put that in. 1 stock cube and 1 cup of water. 1/4 cup of cranberries. I'm going to be quite generous because I really like cranberries. Now we're just going to mix this up a bit. Looks and smells delicious already. The recipe says 1/4 cup of feta cheese. I've gone for just under half the block. I'll see you back here once the butternut squash is roasted.
The common ground of difference is where I find.
The butternut squash took longer than 45 minutes. It took nearly an hour, to be honest with you. It says that our next job is to take out the butternut squash. I'm going to leave a bit around the edge, I think. Scoop out some of the butternut squash from the middle.
You showed me that no.
So we're going to mix this up. I'm going to pop some walnuts in here as well. Just going to break them down into smaller pieces. I'm going to carefully build up the butternut squashes. Wow, they look really good. I'm going to push those down a bit. Now these are going to go back into the oven. These look so good. I cannot wait to try these later on. I'll pop these in the oven when I know that GB's on his way home from London. Hopefully it won't be too long now. Well, it's been a super busy couple of days. Shopping yesterday and then a real house day today. I'm going to head off to the gym for half an hour, and by then I think that GB will be on his way back home and we can enjoy and try this butternut squash. It's time for me to say goodbye. Thanks so much for watching. Take care and I'll see you all on Wednesday.